Well.
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 Well, well, well.
Well, 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 well,
Are you
well.
finally going to ask me out?
All right. We're skipping we're skipping the ask you out and going straight to the make out.
Yeah, I've been having a lot of sex on it. No, just kidding.
Yeah. I've been having sex on the podcast.
I've been having a lot of sex in this room.
Yeah.
And honestly, it makes me uncomfortable.
All right. For the 27th episode of the podcast.
I'm going to show you 27 eyes.
Yes.
And which one will you fall in love with?
Yep.
But it is Valentine's Day.
It is.
So I think I'm gonna start the podcast off with a little story time.
A little story time.
A little worst second date that I've been on
Gotcha.
in the recent.
Gotcha.
So I have been a little guy. I've been a little single guy.
You've been a little guy.
I've been a singleton.
Yep, a singleton.
As much
A singleton.
I've been a singleton.
I've been a singleton.
Oh yes, I've been a singleton again.
Of course.
Sometimes relationships don't work out.
Yep, they don't.
But it's Valentine's Day. We're feeling the love, and I've decided to tell actually two stories. One is a quick one, and then one is a little more in depth. And they're both just kind of bad date stories since we got a little Valentine's Day pod going on.
Gotcha.
So get a little toasty, get your feet near the toasters, get warm, get cozy. So the first date, both of these are movie date related. So we'll start there. So this date, we end up just doing. So do you know what a bit walk is? Have you ever done this with a female?
A bit walk?
Yeah.
Nope.
So you basically set yourself up in a position to walk while being able to make bits at things. So you know what I mean? So like the example is like, okay.
I mean, I get the concept of it where you can just like walk around and make a bit about anything, but
Yeah.
I feel like that's just kind of like existing.
Yes.
So.
But I call it a bit walk.
Oh, okay. I thought is this like a well-known thing? I'm like, I've never heard that before.
No, absolutely
That's
not.
why I'm like, huh?
It's a me.
Okay.
So I went on a bit walk with this lady, like before the date. So like we knew each other. Like, it wasn't like anything crazy, but it's like, all right, this is like our first time like hanging out like alone together. And then it's like, well, we're going to do that in public. Mm-hmm. So we end up going to the mall. We just like walk into stores, try stuff on. You know, I do my jokes, I do my goofs, I do my gaffes. So then that goes well. We eat dinner. Everything's good. And then I'm driving to the movies. And then there's somebody on my ass. Some car is on my butt cheeks. And I am like, oh man, these guys are really pissing me off. And she's like, oh yeah? What are you going to do about it? And I was just like, well, look at the glove compartment, grab my gun. And dude, she had a full-blown panic attack.
That's not good.
Yeah, she just starts going, and I'm just like, yo, like, there's no gun. It's on me.
Here's the gun.
No, the gun's right here, you fucking loser.
Here's the aforementioned gun.
Dude, I don't know. You have your pocket bazooka.
Yep. That's my bet. The pocket bazooka.
Pocket bazooka.
Yep.
And like, I'm not opposed to guns. Guns are cool, whatever. Guns are a vibe. Mm-hmm. But like, I don't personally have a gun on me at all times. So like, dude, she like started freaking the hell out, man. And yeah, I mean, saved it. Basically, just was like, no, there's no gun. I lied to her. I said there's not a gun in the back. There's no trunk gun. There's no glove box gun. I'm not carrying a gun with me. All these things were false.
Yep. This was all while you were driving the Men in Black vehicle, right?
No, that one got repoed because I parked in the handicapped again. And
I can't believe you still haven't gotten handicap tags.
Oh, dude, I want to.
It would just be so much of like a speed run hack for it.
Well, and like it sucks that the only other option is the 71 Mustang.
Well, I mean, sure, I guess.
Yeah, I know. Well, it just makes me feel poor.
Yeah.
I mean?
I drive around the Batmobile, so.
Yeah. Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Driving around in the tank.
Yeah.
You're just like loaded machine guns. So that wasn't on Valentine's Day, thankfully.
Okay.
And my second in recent memory is, so we go to this place, and the whole theme of this place is like virtual reality sports.
Oh, that sounds sweet.
I know. So it's like that was like the whole date. That's like what we were trying to do, and it's like, all right, let's go to this place. Like they got like virtual reality golf. They got like VR, like whatever, tennis. Like, you know, you can rent out the room for an hour. You can do whatever you want. They got like drinks. They got food. They got whatever you want. So I was like, oh, this is going to be perfect. So I planned the whole date around it, where it's like, and I don't really care how much money it is. Like, let's just go there and let's have fun.
Mm-hmm.
So then we get there. We get there early. Like, this is a fairly early date. So it's like 4:00. And it's like, we walk in. This random chick is just like, you know, I just walked to the first employee I see. And she's like, oh my gosh, you didn't read the whiteboard outside? I'm like, fucking, who reads the whiteboard outside? Like, I got inside of the building. Like, what do you mean I didn't read the... No, I didn't look at the fucking specials.
Yeah, I didn't look at all the specials. Damn, I didn't realize you guys had a specials list on here. You guys serving like tacos today, or what's the deal?
Yeah, dude. So this chick is like, she's like, oh, you didn't read the whiteboard? You're like the 7th person to not do that. I'm like, dude, Dadoy, like, you fucking stupid bitch. Like,
Hey, do you recognize me? Oh, you don't? Yeah, it's because I don't fucking work here. Like, duh, I didn't read the fucking sign. The 7th person? Well, I mean, fuck. It took you 6 people to not realize you should maybe change shit up. Like, fuck, bro.
or just lock the door. So, like, whatever. We're there. And then she's like, oh, you didn't read the sign? Yeah, we're closed for a special event tonight. And I'm like, that's crazy. It's Saturday. Like, what? Like, this is a sports-themed place. There's literally a football game. So, whatever. I'm pissed. I'm like, oh, whatever. And then she hits me with this. Oh, dude, I was kind of mad. Mm-hmm. But she hits me with like, oh, well, you could reserve like the virtual reality stuff for later, like tomorrow. And I'm just like, dude, get away from me, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you're asking me to literally watch, like, to guarantee that I'm going to be here. Like, put a deposit down. Fuck you. No way.
That's a weird request.
You know, never went back.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I mean,
I will eventually.
Yeah. Honestly, it sounds like a pretty cool place.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a shot.
Yeah,
so,
it sounds kind of sick.
This place is next to a few things. So I'm like, oh, man. So, like, I'm freaking out. Like, it's second date territory. First day went well. It's second date territory. What am I doing? What am I trying to get out of this? So then there's my 2 options in front of me. There's dinner and a movie. So I'm like, all right, cool. Let's run it. I pull up the show times, and it's like, it's 4:15 right now. There's a lot of movies at like 4:20, 4:30. I'm like, this is perfect. All we have to do is go watch a movie, and then we can grab dinner. Like, and, you know, if things are going well, we can, you know, go play some pool, go, you know, head back to my place, whatever. Whatever happens, happens. So then we get to the show times, and we have like 3 movies. It was Baby Girl, The Lion King, the live action, like Mufasa Returns or some shit, and then Nosferatu.
Interesting.
So I
I was going to say, definitely could be a different viewing experience depending upon what you picked.
Yes. So, you know, in these situations, I usually let somebody has a strong opinion, I'll just go with that. Because, like, I can just do whatever. I don't really care. I'm not harsh on anyone's vibe. Like, I'm just like, all right, we can do whatever.
Go with the flow type beat.
Yeah. So then I pull up Baby Girl, and she's like, looks at it, immediately goes, oh, I don't like the actress. I don't want to watch that one.
Who's the actress?
I don't know. Nobody
okay.
Johnson.
I mean, clearly. Shit.
Dude, I didn't even know either. It's like, we saw Baby Girl, never heard about it, never seen it, never saw any promos. And all of a sudden it was just like, yeah, I don't like this person. I was like, damn. So then we go and we look at The Lion King.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, this is my pick. Like, if I had to pick a movie to randomly watch on a day, I'm probably picking the fucking Lion King.
It's a safe bet.
It's
very safe.
It's a banger.
It's very safe.
Yeah.
It's safe. Like, you can't go wrong with watching Lion King on a second date.
Yeah, dude.
Like, it's very safe.
So she sees that it's PG and for kids. Frame one goes, no, I don't want to watch that one. And I'm like, fuck, all right. So then we get to Nosferatu. The only thing I say is, like, I've heard of this movie before, and I think the director is good. So, like, you know, we had talked about movies previously. She was like, I like movies. This could be fun.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it looks like a scary movie.
She likes movies. That's funny.
Yeah, I know, right?
Who doesn't?
I like food and I like movies. And actually, sometimes I listen to music. Whoa.
Crazy.
Yeah, dude. So then we go see possibly the worst second date movie of all time.
Yeah.
There's an audience for it, where it's like monster, forcing themselves onto women type beat. And, like, you know, personally, just on my own personal level, I guess I just wasn't ready for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my body and my mind, weak, malleable, feeble. I should have been strong. And so I'm seeing, like, all these titties in this movie, and I'm just like,
Nice.
bro, I'm like, I know. So,
Like,
like,
a weird energy for a second date.
oh, it's so cringe. And it's like, bro, the first day was good. You know, she's really nice. And it's just like, why? Why did I have to subject you to this? So then I end up just like feeling, oh, dude, I just felt so bad. So about halfway through the movie, I just look at her and I go, I'm really sorry. Like, I'm sorry that I had you see this with me. So what do we learn? We learn Nosferatu, not a good second date movie. Honestly, not a good date movie ever. Unless you and your partner are into that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know. Like, especially after a while, I mean, it would just be like seeing it with anyone, you know, seeing it with the person you spend a lot of time with. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it could be, but I don't know. It
Wasn't a
because
super
like
good movie.
I don't know, dude. Like, there's definitely some like very like I think are date appropriate movies that like when you think about it, it actually is like kind of weird. Like one, for example, I'll give you a direct example. Like there is one of the like Twilight movies.
Yeah.
It's one of the later ones where like I guess I don't know if I have to say spoilers, but
Jesus, 10 years ago?
It's been out for a billion years.
Yeah,
so
damn.
So Bella, the main actress, has a child, and then an adult, like Wolf, they do this thing to symbolize a mate, which is like they mark their symbol on a person or some shit, and it basically is like, yeah, this is my mate. A fucking full-grown ass adult did this to a fucking baby.
Oh.
Which is weird.
So you're telling me the wolf
did not have like sex with a baby. That'd be fucked up.
All
But
right,
basically,
pull it up on the hub.
Right. No, but basically like it's this thing I don't know what the fuck they just call it like leaving their mark, I guess is what they call it. For like it's basically signaling like, yeah, I choose this person for my mate.
And this was a fucking baby?
This is a dude who left their mark on a baby.
On a baby.
Which is, I would argue that's kind of weird. That would be really weird to see on a second date. Like,
So
that'd be
telling
weird
me
too.
It's a fucking baby?
Yep. And then, well, this is also with
I
Jacob.
call dibs when it's 18?
basically is what it was.
The fuck you mean?
That's, you've never seen Twilight then?
I haven't seen that one.
Because, I mean, if you've seen the entire series, you've seen that because it's in it. So
Bars.
you haven't seen the entire series, but
Fuck
either
no.
way, neither here nor there. But yeah, that's literally in like one of the later ones.
God, that's fucking
And
weird.
you know what's the really weird thing? If you
Yeah.
remember, like people were like, "Oh, Team Edward or Team Jacob," like
I'm Team Edward now.
Team Jacob is Jacob is the fucking guy who fucking leaves his mark on a baby. And after watching like 2 movies, I'm like, how the fuck did anyone think it was Team Edward or Team Jacob? I'm like, bro, Jacob's like the soy boy who like is like basically like friend zoned.
Yep.
I don't know if necessarily that's the right term, but I think it's just like he was just like a friend zone character. But I say all that to mention that the one creepy thing, that'd be like another weird thing for like a second date. But I think after that point, if you're like on like other future dates, maybe a little bit later on in the relationship, then I don't think it'd be as weird.
Well, and surprise, surprise, ended up not working out. LOL, JK.
Sure.
LOL,
I was going to
JK.
say, I know
LOL,
that's...
JK. Sometimes we do, sometimes we gaff.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you find out if the person really likes you.
True.
So that ended up being good.
Very true.
And, you know, the only advice that I can give if you're on a super cringe date and you feel it, sometimes you just got to grit your teeth, get through the hard part, and then go have fun. Because the dinner, we were shitting on the movie. It was just like, yo, fuck that movie. The movie was ass.
Yep.
And then it was like, all right, you want to go get like ice cream? And then he went to go get ice cream, had a beautiful ice cream, and then just like, you know, normal people behavior.
I don't know. Describing ice cream as beautiful. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
You're out here sexually attracted to the ice cream. Jesus.
I don't know. Is it a baby?
Yep.
Let me put my mark on it.
Let me put my mark on it.
Excuse me. Let me. I'm Dr. Stranging. Oh no. It appears it's right below my penis. Oh no. Oh no. Where's the second one?
I'm going to leave my mark all over it.
Is that a baby?
What the fuck?
Wait, should we hate the vampires or the fucking werewolves? One's pedophiles and one don't age. I don't know. They're right. Extreme pedophiles.
Yeah.
Or Twilight's good, right? I don't know. Do people still like it?
What, Twilight?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. There's still tons of Twilight diehards. Dude, okay. I didn't watch the entire Twilight series until like 4 years ago. You
recommend it?
It's all right. It's not too bad. I think it's pretty decent. I think it's pretty good. It's good couples like viewing experience. So
yeah,
it's in that alley.
I had a question for you.
No, you're not allowed.
Do you have any cringe dates that come off the top of the dome piece? Anything that was insane?
Not anything I could think of off the top of my head for like cringe dates. I guess like the only thing is if it's like, yeah, I guess didn't want to date anymore because we're like, yeah, you know, like we're just kind of like more like friends. So
yeah.
I mean, other than that, I mean, I guess one would be when, I mean, kind of like cringe thing. There was this girl I was talking to, who like it must have been after like the 4th date or like 5th date. She was like, yeah, I'm like I got divorced recently, like not too long ago. And yeah, basically that was really it, is that she was like, I just got divorced. And I was like, that's kind of a lot.
Yeah.
I especially for at the time, because I was like,
how old were you?
I must have been like 23.
So
I
mean, it's still young as fuck to get a divorce.
I don't know. I don't really remember how old that she was. She might have been older. She might have been like 25 or 26.
I mean, still, bro.
Still, yeah.
Bro.
Yeah, it was just a lot for me at the time where I'm like, I'm not really looking for something like, I mean, it seemed like it was very recently because that's what she said. It was pretty recently. So I was kind of like, this feels like it's going a bit faster than I wanted to. So.
Yeah, I mean, that is some real ass shit.
Yeah, it kind of freaked me out.
I mean, bro, to be honest, respect though. I'd rather hear that shit on the 4th date.
Yeah, true.
Than never at all.
True.
And all of a sudden somebody hits you with like, oh yeah, I had a whole ass marriage before you. And then you're just like,
fuck, dude.
Zam.
And I mean, it's especially now, it's not like I'd be opposed to that. It was just kind of like a lot for the time being. Like, I was just kind of like, I wasn't like expecting that. That seems like a lot for me right now.
Yeah.
I'm still pretty young, so I'm kind of just like testing the dating scene. So,
Well,
and it was while I lived out in Arizona too. So I was also like, I knew going into a lot of dating situations, I'm like, listen, like I straight up, I know I want to move back home, but I don't know when that'll be. So it was kind of like, yeah, like, if we want to date, we could date for a little bit, but high key, I'm probably going to move back home.
yeah.
So that was kind of,
I mean, respect on you for at least telling people that.
yeah.
So just dropping it on them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. Treat other people how you want to be treated. type
True.
shit. But yeah, I think that's kind of like the only like semi weird thing, but not even that I don't think is that weird. I mean, I don't know. People are allowed to, date other people and other shit like that. So,
Mhm.
it's kind of like, I don't know. I don't think I really have too many like weird dating stories or awkward ones, at least not any that I could think of.
No, mine were in recent memory.
Yeah. I mean, there's the one where I like robbed her or whatever.
Yeah, but we don't talk about that because that could incriminate both of us.
I mean, it's neither
We
here
don't
nor
talk about that because, all right, but you know what? We can always cut out the podcast.
there. Yep, we can cut it.
There's nothing there that is gonna get that we can't cut out. So on that note, would you like to get real?
Well, I mean, as opposed to what we've been doing, which has all been fake.
Fake as
It's
fuck.
about time we get real. We tear our mask off.
On you.
Yep, exactly. We're just switched.
We're just in different chairs. We're like, yo, what up? You're drinking a fucking Trader Joe's sparkling water.
Yep.
I'm just like, oh. And then I have you pass it over to me.
And they're like, wait a minute. And I'm like, no, hand me over my devices, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, you do have 2 phones on the fucking bitch.
Yeah, I do. I don't know. You can't see this one. No, if I bring it over, you can. But
Yeah, your 2
do.
phones. Dude, oh my God.
well, dude, I literally have to keep. I didn't want to keep the second phone.
Yeah.
Because I fucking hate. It's honestly kind of ironic because I fucking hate lugging around things in my pockets.
Yeah.
I fucking hate it with a passion.
Yeah.
Like even when I switched over, this is my old phone. It's the 15 Plus. Like this thing is fucking huge, and it sucks because I'm just like, bro, I don't like holding this thing in my pocket.
I don't like the Plus. I think there's an optimal phone size.
Yeah, I think this one's pretty good. This one's pretty good. Dude, it's a little bit smaller, but
it's like
even this one I
barely.
almost think is a little bit too big, in my opinion.
I don't even know. I think this is like 6.7 or something. It's like perfect, dude.
But yeah, we should get real.
What does success mean to you, and has it changed over time?
I don't know. It's hard for me to think about it in a real manner. I
Yeah.
start wanting to think about bits.
Bro, you can go bit mode. Who
Yeah,
cares?
I don't know.
Who
What
gives
does
a shit?
success mean to you? I mean, I don't know. I just kind of do shit. It doesn't really. I don't know if it. I'm not necessarily like, gosh, I just want to be successful. It's more like, yeah, I just want to like make a good amount of money and hang out on a beach and hang out with my family and friends. So it's kind of like, I guess if that's what you define success as, I guess
I
that's
think
kind of a thing. But I wouldn't necessarily say it's like I'm not striving to be successful. I'm just striving to do things, and those characteristics align with being successful, I guess.
sure.
So,
I think success is honestly measured in like happiness. Because yes. Well, no.
like there.
Like there.
Yeah.
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 Um
Pretty much.
But I think especially like, dude, you can be a broke ass, loser, ugly piece of shit, but if you have a family and you have your own like eternal happiness, bro, who gives? Who cares? You can be working at Arby's for pennies, bro. For fucking pennies. But as long as you are happy with what you're doing, who gives a shit, man? I think the
I
way
suppose, yeah.
it's changed over time for me.
I mean, I'd prefer McDonald's personally, but
Hell yeah.
hopefully it's not Arby's. That place sucks.
Fucking McCox.
Yep.
Um,
Whoop-de are after us.
Yeah, the whoopties. Oh, they were heard us talking about Jacob.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we got to
Yeah.
get that guy.
We got to get him. I don't
We
even
gotta
know.
destroy
Maybe
him.
they'll barely hear it in the background. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see.
It's so loud for me.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah. Maybe. Maybe it'll pick it up. Maybe it won't.
But to kind of get back, it's like I genuinely think the way that it's changed for me over time is instead of gauging things by like numbers in a bank account, like I don't know, dude, have you ever met somebody who like you can tell they want to be like in competition with you?
Yeah. I mean, kind of. I guess to a aspect, I don't know exactly. In competition with me in what manner? Like,
Well, it's like they're gauging their success like off of you. They're like, oh, like I drive a fucking better car than this guy. Like I have this over this guy. I have this over that guy. I like
a lifestyle comparison type
Yeah.
shit. I mean, I can't tell you I know about it. If
Yeah.
people do, I just don't really concern myself with it.
mm-hmm.
I'm not like, damn, like this guy has a cooler car than me, or this guy's comparing his lifestyle to mine.
Well, dude, especially when you start like really learning about that shit, and the people like driving the fancy ass cars, the people with fucking houses on their wrists, like wearing Gucci shirts, like bro, most of that shit's fake. Most of that shit doesn't even matter. Like it doesn't matter. But no, I think success is measured in your own personal happiness, and like where you measure yourself in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess you're saying what defines success. I think that's to each person's own, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's one rule to it all, because I weirdly think happiness is a poor measure of success.
Sure.
Because life isn't always just sunshine and rainbows. So, and that's kind of why I think in my opinion, it's kind of more of a poor measure of it, whether or not I guess you'd say successful. Because like you are going to have hard times. That's just kind of like a law of existing.
Sure.
There's hardship in existing. So that's why I wouldn't necessarily say, in my opinion, I don't think happiness is a good judge of whether or not you're successful. I think it's really weirdly kind of hard to judge if you're like arguably successful in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Because usually success is a reflection.
Yeah.
Like it's like you look in the past to see if you are quote unquote successful by whatever your definition of that is.
Well, and sometimes it's setting up goals and knocking them down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because like a very tangible thing, like for myself, I've lost a good amount of weight.
Mm-hmm.
In the last 2 years, I've lost 66 pounds. So like I lost a lot of weight, and that was a goal that I put out for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, okay, I can tell you the number that I actively chose, like, to change my lifestyle and to like lose that amount of weight, and like, but does that make me successful? No, not necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I think having goals and like reaching them, and like,
I guess in that specific aspect, if you're like, yeah, my goal is to do this, and you do that, then I would say, yeah. And that's where I say success is reflective. It's not, you can't be like, oh yeah, I'm successful because of these things I mean, you can kind of say it because these things I'm going to do, like almost like a manifest type thing.
yeah.
But like that, you know, you could say you're going to be the king of the jungle or whatever you want to be.
Yeah.
But ultimately that's more like a reflective type thing.
Sure.
So, I mean, I don't know. I think it like is person to person. From my perspective, I think happiness, or I guess success to me, would be more of like, honestly, whether or not I just felt authentic.
Yeah.
That's kind of more a good judge of success to me. Because like, especially when you put around arbitrary goals behind it that are just dictated off results, then it's very like, then it's very numbers dedicated, where it is very like results driven.
Mm-hmm.
It's not necessarily like based in like authenticity, or it's not based in like, it's solely based off the thing you're getting out of it, not necessarily the process. Yeah. And I would argue that probably maybe it isn't the, I guess, best judge of it, but it's what I use to be judge success.
Sure.
At least like I see it as that, is like, was I authentic in the moment? Did I try my best? Did I put forth the best effort I could? Like that type of stuff. That's more about success, not necessarily the result of it.
Yeah.
Because like things aren't always going to go your way.
Yeah.
With a lot of things. So.
Well, and when I was saying happiness, I think that's like a good way to measure like how you feel personally successful. Where it's like, if you, because like, dude, the situations, yeah, like that the bets could be against you. Like, you shouldn't be winning. But like, dude, if you feel like you're winning, who's to say you aren't? You know what I mean?
Yeah, true. Valid point. So I've got one for you.
Okay.
In your opinion, what is one, well, like most important thing people should like focus on in life?
Oh, dude, I think it's hard. I think it's hard to only focus on and to boil it down to say the most important thing people should focus on. I think the basic one and the one that might get forgotten a lot is just your health.
True. I'm not a huge, and I think this is ironic that I'm asking you the question, because I personally am not really big onto like casting what other people should do.
Yeah.
Unless they're directly, explicitly asking me for advice on a situation.
Mm-hmm.
But I think like in an example where it's like, what is something, even like in this example where it's like something most people should do, they probably should care about their health.
Yeah.
And I would argue that that's about it, in my opinion, the only thing I think people should really, I guess, like focus on having good health, focus on having good relationships, I guess.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of a lot in the boat of like, who am I to tell you what to do, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, because, well, there's like there's a superficial answer here where it's like, you know, you should focus on your career, or like you should focus on like making the most money you can possibly get, or like, I don't know, you should focus on making every day count, which is like, these are all things that you could focus on. But like, I think health is just one that people like, they say they want, but like, bro, it's honestly hard, because like humans just in general are such complex beings, and like to actually fine tune somebody's health is different for every single person. Like this year, I found out like I need to take vitamin D in the winter. Otherwise my ass is going to get depressed.
See, I mean, like, I don't know, especially when it comes to like something I would argue is more scientific in that manner. I don't think that's necessarily as like I guess arbitrary, or it's not like different person to person.
Yeah.
Because like, I mean, yeah, we definitely do have like a lot more of like specifics to our like genetics, as well as how long we've kind of been set in our habits.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some things you're able to change.
Yeah.
Like diet-based things are able to have fluctuation. And part of this is also is based on genetic-based stuff. So like some people might not be able to like be more active because they maybe were, I don't know, have like certain forms of like asthma or something. I'm just kind of trying to think of specific examples, but once again, I think that's very specific and not really guided towards the general public.
Yeah.
Just kind of where this question is a little bit more leaning towards, is like keeping it more general, I guess. But also having vitamin D in the winter, because it, like you literally don't get enough sun. That is actually a really common thing.
Yeah.
Like I have that as well. I've had that since I was like 13 or 14.
Damn.
Yeah. Where if I don't have enough vitamin D, like I will start feeling sad. And I've just kind of like realized I'm just like, a lot of it is, it's activity based.
Mm-hmm.
It is and a lot of that can come through having a really balanced diet.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, through those two things. Have a balanced diet, eat good foods.
Yeah.
Because it will help out so much with like with how you are feeling. And the other one, drink a lot of water.
Yeah.
Because if you don't do a lot of those three things and you're skipping out on one, there's a probably good reason. Like your mental health isn't where it probably should be.
Yeah.
And then I guess another one would be consuming a lot of media.
Oh yeah. I mean that
So,
one's just a psychological.
I guess like honestly, that might be a really good thing. I think most people should focus on. Consume less media.
Yeah.
I think if there was
Accept this.
Accept this. Accept this.
Accept this.
Accept
Put it
this.
on.
I said it.
All right, put it on 0.5 speed. Double the
Yep.
watch time.
Yeah. Put it on half speed.
Fucking do it, bitch.
That'd be wild. Listen to us talk in slow mo.
Whoa. 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 Welcome.
Yeah, I think that's really all I have on it.
Sure.
I mean, I don't know if you have more on it, but
No, I think social media is important to step away from. I think that your health is like when I said like it's different person to person, it's more like the nuances, because like the general stuff of like you should be this weight instead of 500 pounds
yeah,
is like obvious.
yeah, right.
But like the stuff of like, you know, when I do yoga, I feel like a lot better about myself, or like, you know, when I take vitamin D, or when I like go for a walk, I feel so much better. It's like the little nuances in a person that like makes that specific person feel better about themselves.
Mm-hmm.
That's the part of like the health, because health is not just physical. It's also the mental health. So it's like having those two things firing at the same time and both being good. Like I do think that if your mental health, your physical health is probably suffering in some way, and like vice versa. Like if you, I don't know, go through an injury, your mental health will probably go down a little bit. Like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I have a friend who like he's all right, random, but he got prescribed Adderall, and then he keeps getting injured. And he was like, wait, I think I figured it out. Like, I'm not drinking enough water, and I'm on Adderall, so I'm dehydrated all the time, so I'm tearing all these muscles. And like that shit was making him sad, because it's like, dude, like he's doing stuff that he normally used to do, and then he's getting injured for it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, damn, bro.
Yeah, yeah. You know, the simplest basic things are things we got taught in elementary school, but then somewhere along the line of the rat race of life, people just forget about it.
Mm-hmm.
Stretch a lot.
Yep.
Eat healthy foods.
Nap time.
Nap up.
Mm-hmm.
Get your naps in. Get good sleep.
Yep.
Sleep a lot. Be active.
Yep.
Like, it's like, yeah. And then just, you know, along the rat race of life, you just kind of, people just forget about it.
Rife.
Yep. But yeah, it kind of just is like, yeah. I think especially when it comes to like mental health stuff, I mean, I don't know. For some people, I mean, they definitely do have a fair bit of mental, like mental illness, like they have a like tough time with their own mental health.
Yeah.
A lot of times just weirdly go take some deep breaths, go take a walk, eat some like very like natural foods,
Dude.
and then drink a lot of water. 9 times out of 10, just that alone will solve it. Especially being active.
Yeah.
Like go be active. Like 9 times out of 10, if you're feeling down mentally, go be active.
Well,
Because like it's very hard to still have those thoughts while doing something else. So like if you, I don't know, and it could, oh, it's time.
oh shit, it's game time.
It's game time. Which one is it? Other one.
Oh fuck, which phone is it of mine?
Yeah. Fuck,
Ah,
which one
damn
is
it.
it? But yeah, I think that's kind of the only other thing I would kind of put on it is if for mental health stuff, a lot of times just go be active and it helps a fuckload.
Dude, you know the thing that always messed with me? Well, I shouldn't say always messed with me. The thing that's messed with me in recent times is like how quick people are to prescribe medication. Because like, didn't you have that
Occasion?
medication?
Oh, I thought you said Ben Occasion. I was like, what?
Benefactors.
Yep. No, yeah, dude.
Medication.
Literally. I got prescribed fucking Zoloft off of taking basically like a yes or no quiz.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Does that not seem insane?
Yeah. It was I'm kind of like, damn, like that's kind of wild. But I mean, also it's kind of like, what are they going to do? Draw a fucking blood test for you? Or what are they going to do? A brainwave scan?
For mental
How the
health?
fuck would they fucking do it, And it all is a variance of how like honest you are about it. Because like if you're just not honest about it, I mean, you could fucking lie and click on whatever fucking answers you want.
You shouldn't lie to your doctor.
So
Unless you're trying to get pills.
I mean,
because then you have to.
Literally, I mean, fuck, dude. That's what people do. So
Yeah, it's terrible.
it fucking happens. So
but speaking on mental health, how do you deal with self-doubt? And what advice would you give to someone struggling with it?
well, I think that honestly depends upon whatever you're struggling with. If it's something you can't change, well, you can't do much about it. If there's something you can change, well, you should probably like change it. I mean, it might be pretty simple, but I mean, it doesn't have to be more complex than that.
So what about like your own self-doubt? I mean, we are, for better or for worse, we're like competent people in the sense of like self-doubt doesn't creep in as much as it does for some people.
Yeah. I mean, I would definitely say I have my fair share of self-doubt. I mean, a lot of it for me, once again, it's simple as changing something. Like for example, a piece of self-doubt that I don't struggle with very often is like my like work field competence. I also don't really struggle with self-doubt about like meeting other people.
Yeah.
Like I don't really struggle with that. I mean, I used to do door-to-door sales.
Bars.
No issues. Like we make content on the internet. So
yeah, that's the other thing.
So I don't really struggle with my own looks, and what I've recently realized is more than anything, the only time I get self-doubt is when it is usually like it feels like it's caused by another person.
Really?
Yeah, when I make some sort of action and the desired result doesn't match that, that might cause a self-doubt issue.
Sure.
But the big thing is because that it's attached to a result.
Yeah.
That's part of it. And then the other thing that I guess I would say causes some self-doubt is when it's like, there are, for example, like relationship stuff sometimes causes self-doubt for me.
Yeah.
Where like, I feel like I want this, like a relationship, want this more like defined thing or whatever it may be more than the other person. That was something that would cause self-doubt.
Sure.
When it isn't even necessarily that like I doubt my own abilities, my own looks, my own something. It actually is more of just like, I don't necessarily know if like a reflection is the right term, but it's kind of like I'm expecting this up here and it's down here. So once again, very results dependent. That's causing self-doubt. And it maybe that is kind of the personal side of it, is that I have like this idea of a result attached to it.
Yeah.
Where if there's no idea of this result and I'm just once again trying to be the most authentic version of myself that I can be, then that eliminates a fair bit of self-doubt for me.
Sure.
When I'm just trying to be my most authentic self and just trying to put my best foot forward and not necessarily attaching what I would argue to be happiness, goals, arguably success to the end result. Because then that's where self-doubt starts to creep in. If I'm like, okay, well, I'm not getting this desired result.
Yeah.
Instead, I'm like, okay, am I trying my best? Am I putting my best foot forward? Am I putting the effort in? Am I being the most authentic version of myself?
Yeah.
Because at that point, that's really all I can control.
Yeah.
I can't control all the other result-based outcomes.
I think that makes perfect sense. I think your advice makes sense where it's like, I don't know, basically check yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah, I guess.
so you're struggling with self-doubt. Like you're talking to yourself in the mirror and you're like, God, I hate this guy. Like this guy sucks.
Mm-hmm.
So number one thing to do, and I think it's, okay, maybe it's for the kids, but it can be for adults too. It's Fent maxing.
Yep. Yep.
So we all know what Fent is. We don't have to go over it, but I think that's something that has helped you a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't helped me nearly as much as it should, but I'm not maxing.
Yep.
I'm just Fenting.
Yep.
So I think Fent maxing is probably the number one way to get rid of self-doubt, but there is reality. And in reality, like, dude, self-doubt is just, it's you talking to yourself, man. Like, you have to change the voice inside of your head. And if that guy isn't saying, or that girl or that person isn't saying nice things, you need to change that person. You need to change how you feel about that person. So whether that is, I don't know, going on a diet, taking a walk, drinking more water, what, especially people who have been depressed in my life, the best advice that I can give them is, okay, sure, everything sucks right now, but just start by little victories. Just, if your little victory is to put on your smartwatch for the day and count your steps and try to get to a certain step goal, that's your victory for the day. If your victory is drinking 120 ounces of water or whatever the daily recommended ounces of water is for the day, that's your victory. If your victory is to go for a walk and just like do something and change up your routine, that's your victory for the day. You don't have to have these grandiose plans of like, I'm going to change jobs. I'm going to do all these things that are going to make me feel like a new person. It's like, that doesn't change you. That changes your surroundings. You have to just lock in and be like, that term gets used too much now, but when I'm saying like lock in, it's basically like, bro, get in touch with yourself. And like, if you're happy with yourself, the self-doubt just goes away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, that'd be kind of my advice too.
Mm-hmm.
Little victories.
Yeah. Yeah. I think anyone who maybe has self-doubt, like, yeah, find little things you can take pride in that you enjoy, that you like doing. So you kind of just take those, take your victories. And I mean, once again, I feel like a lot of self-doubt usually is like, it's based off of like other things you're hearing or other things you're seeing.
Yes.
Like if you've ever gone on like a media cleanse, like you're not watching as much TV, you're not listening to as much, like honestly, you're just not listening to as much media and you're sitting in like your current, like literally in the current reality.
Yeah.
Without like these, Jesus.
Holy fuck, it's time.
It's time again. Oh, I forgot. When you click the button, it just...
You snoozed it?
Yeah, I forgot that just snoozes
yeah, brother.
it. But yeah, when you like eliminate all these different distractions that are like telling, basically like it's almost like I don't know any other way to say it, but it's like when you're listening to all these different voices and all these different things, it's like what I'd imagine being schizophrenic is like.
Yeah.
Where you're like listening to all these different things on what you should be, how you should be, all these other different things. And it's just kind of like quiet that stuff down and just like focus on your day-to-day living and you'll notice such a big difference.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of the things that make people have self-doubt are exterior focused. Yeah. A lot of times it might not even actually be their voice. Mm-hmm. It might be someone else's voice. Yeah. That's telling them all these things. Or it's like reaction based. They see, I don't know, I'm just going to give an example. Maybe they see like this really fit person on Instagram and then they're like, well, I'm so this, I'm so that. And it's based off of the person they saw on Instagram. That's all fit or whatever.
Dude, that shit's fake as hell, bro.
Or
if you're comparing yourself to people on fucking social media, dog.
Or like, once again, they'll see someone in like like this, do some like big grand gesture on social media for their relationship.
Yeah.
But like you don't really know what it's like. Social media is a highlight reel for people.
Bars.
Like that's literally what most people use social media for, is like they post the biggest, best moments.
Yeah.
They don't post like the mundane, the, just regular so be it moments. So a lot of it I would say is just based in comparison when you're, trying to like view the good and the bad of it. But like being that media is the way it is and the way our brains are hardwired, we're so like more in tune with the negative things that like you need to do like 5 times to like 10 times as much positive things to just cancel out the negative. So
yeah.
I don't know if that's really advice, but I guess the advice would be listen to positive things.
Maybe
find good books, good podcasts that like make you laugh.
Yeah, dude. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Try to be goofy.
Yeah.
Sometimes we got to get real.
Trying to explode people.
My devious brain, my twisted, fucked up, dark, stinky brain.
Mm-hmm.
You said comparisons, and I was thinking, how do I get to like come, in a pair of your sons?
Come pair of sons.
And
Well, I think that's what the cum does. Is
and
it
I was
makes
like-
a pair of sons.
I was like, damn, bro.
Can
How
make
do
a
I get there?
cum can make a pair of sons.
And I was like, is that gonna make me happy
Yeah.
if I come in a pair of sons,
Yeah.
or am I gonna just be sadder? Because I just watched that on social media.
Yeah.
His father come in his pair of sons.
Coming in his sons.
Look at his son's
crazy.
pair, bro.
In his son's pair.
It was fucked up.
English is a funny language.
Dude, Dude, it's not good.
What are we looking at?
We're looking at the end.
It's the end.
It's time.
All right, time to blow up the camera.
A pocket bazooka. Oh my gosh. Watch out, watch out, watch out.
From the top rope. RKO.
So Donald Trump's president.
Yeah, he is. And you know what that means.
It's the end of the woe. Episode
Means-
27.
Means you should subscribe and like and comment if you're watching this on YouTube. Also check out Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We do short form content as well. Also, we're on the streaming platforms, podcast, Apple Podcast. We are on Spotify. And yeah, that's been all.
And don't compare in your sons anymore.
No coming in the pair sons.
Namaste.
Peace.